Hello everyone, this is Dawn at Plot Chronicles. Today I want to review a book by Sally Hepworth called The Younger Wife. Let me get right into it. I really like Sally Hepworth. I've read all of her books. I find them all entertaining. Now this isn't my favorite of all of her books because I felt like it was a little bit slow moving, but I still enjoyed it. I would give it a solid 3.75 star, close to a 4 star. I did like it. And I think what it is the subject matter just irritated me because I just, so you know how certain things just kind of make you mad? There's one little thing that makes me mad, and I'll explain. Okay, this is called The Younger Wife, and it's about a family, a husband and wife, but his wife has dementia, okay, and she's in a facility, and he has 2 grown daughters, and so it's a story of that. Well, he meets a woman, and I think this woman, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of comes over and helps kind of, caregive and all that. Well, him and this woman, her name is Heather, fall in love, okay? And so he wants to divorce his wife that has dementia. Well, the wife, when people have dementia, they say all sorts of things. And basically this, she's making comments about, hey, he's not who you think he is, comments like that. And people are just dismissing this, thinking that this woman just has dementia. I think part of what bothers me is that the idea, and it's always bugged me, of a man who obviously has money, falls in love, and the woman that he fell in love with, or I'm not even going to call fell in love, but supposedly fell in love with, is younger by a couple years than his daughters. I don't know, that has always irritated me, okay? Oh, the wife's ill, let's just, ship her off to a nursing home and let's get a younger version. Anyway, but obviously this is just a book, I know. I'm just sharing that it kind of bugs me. But it's the story of that, and at the beginning, I guess you would call it, very beginning prologue of the book, what happens is it's a wedding and there's some chaos, a beautiful wedding and some chaos, and then something really bad happens, but you don't know what, okay? And then it takes you into the story, and you get to hear the story from 3 people's perspectives. Heather, who's the fiance, and the 2 daughters, okay? And both daughters, I think the daughters were Rachel and Colleen, if I'm not mistaken, and both daughters have secrets, okay? So pretty much everyone has a secret. And you find out more about these characters, okay? Does the mother really have dementia? And that is one of the stories, if she does, what actually caused it? What are the secrets? Are these 2 going to get married? This Stephen, the dad, he seems like such a wonderful man. Is he as wonderful as we think he is? You get to find all that. I thought it was extremely entertaining, but sometimes when I read books, I have an idea of how I want the book to end. I didn't love the ending. I had a better idea for an ending that I would have liked, but obviously if I tell you that, it would ruin the whole story. So I think because I didn't love the ending, it made me put it down to a 3.75 because like I said, I wanted the book to end differently than it did, but that's okay. So I thought it was definitely worth reading. I would highly recommend Sally Hepworth. She's written a lot of good books like The Soulmate, The Darling Girls. Very interesting, some good twists and turns. I find them very entertaining. Let me know if you've read any of her books, and let me know what you're currently reading. That's all I have to say. Love you, appreciate you. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.